The news starts now. AM 1240 and 95.3 FM. WJON.
Well, good morning. I'm Jim Maurice. It's 6:05. It's mild. It's 31 degrees right now. We're going to get to your full WJON weather I forecast here in just a few minutes after the news. Our news this hour is brought to you by Once Upon a Child. Sauk Rapids City Council will have a special meeting tonight. On their agenda, they have a public hearing to extend the orderly annexation agreement with Minden Township. In 2002, the city entered into an agreement with the township. That agreement is valid through 2025. The extension, largely the same as the original, broken down into 5 different zones. However, one zone's all been annexed and no longer needs to be a part of the agreement. City also has agreed to annex some properties near the high school that have become islands in the city. Structure of the Joint Planning Board will stay the same. This new agreement is for 25 years. Previous one was for 23 years. The town board approved the agreement earlier this month, and the Office of the Administrative Hearings in St. Paul has the final approval. St. Cloud area kids were able to take part in a fun and educational camp on Saturday. St. Cloud State University held a science, technology, engineering, and math camp in Brown Hall from 9:30 until 12:30. It was the 4th monthly STEAM camp, and each one has a project in all 4 areas for the kids to do. Camp director Alana Curtis Nair says the day camp is a good way for kids to see if they want to do the overnight camp in the summer and to experience SCSU.
And this is a really great way for them to come on a Saturday morning and just get to experience the SCSU life, get to see a lab, get to see a classroom, get to be on campus and make that connection and have a little bit of science fun.
She says the overnight camps take place in the 3rd and 4th week of June, and there's a camp for 3rd and 4th graders, 5th and 6th graders, and 7th and 8th graders. Kids do a lot of art projects on Saturday's camp, trying to make an airtight igloo out of marshmallows. There are concerns that small refinery exemptions could ramp up during President Trump's second term. Minnesota Biofuels Association Executive Director Brian Werner suggests the first Trump administration abused the SRE program.
We have a lot of concern that there will be a reprise of giving out small refinery exemptions to large oil companies to release them from their blending obligations.
Small refinery exemptions are temporary waivers that the EPA can grant to petroleum refineries that produce less than 75,000 barrels of crude oil daily. The CEO of the Minnesota Beef Council is reflecting on a year of strong demand. Kelly Schmidt says 2024 has been healthy for the cattle business. He says the council considers socioeconomic and preference factors when marketing beef.
Kind of as we look back on 2024 and what we try to do is we want to make sure that we're just staying in front of consumers when they make their food choices. And obviously it's not just that simple. There's a lot of things to consider.
Schmidt says taste and convenience are 2 big factors when consumers choose beef. Well, just in time for the holidays, the Mega Millions jackpot keeps growing. The estimated jackpot for tomorrow night's drawing now $740 million, or about $342 million if you take the cash option. It's the 8th largest jackpot in the game's history. It's been rolling since it was last won in September. Mega Millions jackpot's only been won 3 times this year. So far, the fewest won in any single year since the game began. Tickets are sold in 45 states, Washington, D.C., and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Drawings are held at 10 p.m. on Tuesdays and on Fridays. WJON news time is 6:09. It's a mild 31 right now. News this hour brought to you by Once Upon a Child. Your WJON weather I forecast is next.
WJON radar weather.
For St. Cloud and for Avon, cloudy but mild today, 35 for a high, and west wind at 10 to 15. For tonight, cloudy, 21 overnight, and west wind at 20 miles an hour. Tomorrow, 50% chance for some light snow, 24 for a high, and northwest wind at 10 to 15. And the extended forecast on Wednesday, a blend of clouds and sun, 17 for a high. Thursday, a 55% chance for another round of snow. Look for a high around 24 on Thursday, maybe some accumulating snow for central Minnesota on Thursday. Friday, cloudy and 16. WJON news time at 6:11. We're at 31 right now. more St. Cloud area news, check out the WJON mobile app. It's brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant. Jim Maurice, WJON.
All right, Jim, did you celebrate this morning? You're probably wondering why.
Oh, what are we celebrating?
The Vikings made the playoffs.
Oh, yes, I did see that. The
Vikings have clinched.
Packers won, so yes.
The Packers beat the Seahawks. That allowed the Vikings to clinch. They still have, division title hopes on their mind, especially with the Lions losing yesterday. And the Vikings play the Bears tonight. They can be in a dead heat with the Lions. I know the Lions beat the Vikings head-to-head, and they'd have the tiebreak right now, but the two teams are going to play at the end of the year. Last game of the season.
Yeah. It's a big win for game for the Vikings tonight. It's at home against the lowly Bears. We have to win. Keep going. So,
that's right. Yeah, win puts them in a tie with the Lions with just a couple of games left. So we're getting toward the end here. The Vikings do have a game with the Packers at home remaining, and they also have the Lions last game of the season, regular season. So they are in the playoffs, though, so we at least know that. And either a wild card team or maybe the division winner if they can overtake the Lions. That's still the challenge at this point.
And those Eagles, too, have a great record, too. They're in the mix, too. So it's a lot to play for the rest of the way.
Vikings are kind of an underdog, and today is National Underdog Day. So there's a lot of movies about underdogs, Jim. And I know you're not a big movie guy, but you certainly pay attention to what's going on in pop culture. So can you identify these movies about underdogs? I'm going to do the best I can to describe them. This first one is about a boxer. There's been numerous ones about this particular guy. Rocky, that's right. Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where were you at now?
I don't even know.
We've lost track. Yeah. There was certainly a lot of them. Let's see. This next movie is about a guy who was a walk-on at Notre Dame.
Rudy,
that is correct. This movie you certainly know very well because there's plenty of Minnesotans that were on the roster in the 1980 Olympic team. What was the name of the movie?
The Miracle on Ice.
Miracle.
Oh,
just the name of it. It's just Miracle. Yep, that was the name of the movie. This next one is about an underdog team that cut their payroll and brought in players that were good with on-base percentage at a cheap price. It's a Major League Baseball team.
The team is the Cleveland, or the Oakland Athletics, right?
The team is the Oakland Athletics, correct. What is the name of the movie? Do you know? Moneyball is correct. This next team is a high school basketball team in Indiana.
Love this movie.
What was the name of the movie?
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers is correct. Do you remember the name of the town in the movie?
Hickville.
Hickory. Hickory was the name of the town. Hickville. Wow. The real name of the town was Milan.
Oh.
Milan, Indiana, because it was based on a true story. And Jimmy Chipwood was that was not actually the name of the guy that hit the game-winning shot. It was Bobby Plump that did that. Let's see, another underdog story. This seemed like it went away for a while, but they did 3 of them initially. 3 movies about a kid that was being bullied. He met a guy and then learned how to do karate.
Karate Kid.
Karate Kid is correct. And Jim is a big fan of the acting in Cobra Kai.
Oh, yes.
Well, you got to get your start someplace.
I guess.
Let's see. Another famous movie, this is my dad's favorite movie of all time, is about a fictional Major League team in New York where the lead character is played by Robert Redford. What is the name of this movie?
The Natural?
The Natural is correct. Love that movie. And let's see, one last one that I think you're going to know. It's about hockey. Paul Newman played the lead character, and there was a lot of comic relief from the Hanson brothers. What is the name of this movie? Any idea?
No.
Slapshot.
Oh, okay.
You've heard of Slapshot before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Today is National Underdog Day. All right, Jim, what do you got coming up at 6:30?
Minnesota's Republican Party has a new leader. We're going to tell you about that at the bottom of the hour.
All right, Jim, thank you. It's 6:15, and we're currently at 31 degrees. Sports is coming up.
If you're a facilities manager at a university, you know students rely on the cafeteria for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and the occasional late-night snack. So when a dishwasher breaks down and dirty plates pile up, the mess hall can turn messy in the blink of an eye. Enter Grainger. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast delivery, the product you need now is never far away. So you can turn that dishwasher back into a lean, clean washing machine. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.